Good morning. I'm Cody Robert Judy, and a voice crying in the wilderness. Got several things I wanted to speak to you today about and announce. It is November 11th, 2018, about 9:30 in the morning. As the election results have come in, it's recognized by the state of Utah that Mitt Romney of the Republican Party received more votes for the U.S. Senate seat than I did in my Step Up Utah, Don't Step Down campaign for U.S. Senate in the state of Utah. The biggest factor I believe to be a type of election interference wherein the truth was covered up. The truth which was presented to President Donald J. Trump in the proposed executive order that was written and delivered to him approximately August 11th, 2018. So we had August, September, October, 3 months of this cover-up, wherein all the evidence was concealed that there was collaboration between the Republicans with the Democrats in obscuring or covering up the true identity of Barack Hussein Obama. Trump's motivation being recorded in the rewarding forgery and awarding fraud video that I made that detailed the incentive that Mr. Trump had in that concealment of forgery and identity theft Obama was involved in his masking of his qualifications for the office of president and not being a natural born citizen born in the United States to U.S. citizen parents, as is required by the United States Constitution in Article 2, Section 1, Clause 5. And what we know that Mr. Trump received from the Obama administration was, in fact, the old post office property to make Trump's 9th hotel. Days before that award was made, Mr. Trump was invited on The View television program and related his thoughts that Obama should release his long-form birth certificate. Release his birth certificate. Subsequently, a demand was made by about 250 constituents of Sheriff Joe Arpaio, former Sheriff Joe Arpaio of Maricopa County, Arizona, wherein it was discovered that probable cause had surpassed into evidence and fact-based law enforcement conducted evidence that Johanna Ani's birth certificate was used as the base birth certificate of Barack Hussein Obama. In probably the biggest identity theft and fraudulent identification that the U.S. has ever seen, with the ramifications of the entire elections of 2008 and 2012 in the balance, under the auspices of fraud, forgery, fabrication of identity documents. With Mitt Romney being informed of that cover-up and those crimes, now corroborating evidence exists in his own election. The positive incentive of those crimes being continual cover-up of crime to gain a U.S. Senate seat. Compromising the integrity of the election of 2018. Like I said, directly related and tied back to President Trump's denial of a release of the truth in his refusal to address and sign the proposed executive order that was sent to him, and now released or fired Attorney General Jeff Sessions and two of his attorneys, Jeff Sagalow and Rudy Giuliani. Also, the East and West Federal District of Columbia departments in the Attorney General's office receiving that proposed executive order and all the facts therein. I'm Cody Robert Judy. I ran for U.S. Senate 2018. I would like to thank everyone that supported my campaign on Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, YouTube, and those also who had a hand in contributing to this campaign for freedom and liberty and truth and justice, the American life, the American way, the American dream. I'll talk to you next.